A lot of contests. Did they just hit some tough ones with hands and faces?
Yeah, I thought we played great defense on a lot of possessions. Tough shots.
Paul, what makes them such a good team in terms of getting offensive rebounds and second chance points?
Honestly, they just shot a lot of threes and bad bounces where they was able to retrieve those rebounds. Really, that was the tough thing. Wasn't the lack of boxing out; it's just where the ball was bouncing to.
Does that just bring chaos into the game when shots are coming in from further and kind of awkward angles?
Yeah. I mean, they got guys that put pressure on that behind that perimeter. Sometimes it causes our bigs to come out to contest, and then the bad bounces from those threes. I think that was a game they were just able to get to those.
Now they held y'all under y'all's season average and second chance points, and some of that's missing open shots, like Melo getting a couple of looks at three on some offensive rebounds. But what do they do in particular to keep you guys from winning the offensive rebound battle?
I'm not sure. I thought Steve-O was still aggressive, trying to pursue those rebounds. Russ was able to play in the paint and get a couple of those. I'm not really sure. I mean, that I'm sure it was a game plan for them. Just try to be there and crowd the paint as much as possible, knowing how well Steve-O does rebound down there.
Considering that they won 4 games against you this season, is this a team that you all would look forward to playing in the playoffs, or how would you go into a playoff series with them?
I mean, at this point, in this West, it's going to be a battle either way it goes. It's not one opponent. We want to play more so than anybody. We'll accept that challenge when that time comes.
Paul, in that situation with Terrence and Ed Davis and everything that's going on there, do you kind of like the way Terrence reacted to that, jumping up and kind of mixing it up a little bit?
Yeah. Ferg is feisty, very feisty, and that was great. He's not going to be punked out there. Regardless, we got his back.
But the way it is kind of stacked up in the West, Paul, did you guys play this game with an eye on the standings, looking at where it might have moved you a little bit closer to Portland?
No, not necessarily. We know we needed to get this one. That was all. That was, I'm sure in everybody's mind, we needed to win this one. But we know it's going to be a tough stretch. We knew that going into the winning streak, coming out of losing a couple now. We knew we was going to have a tough finish, and we was going to need every game. That's still the outlook we got right now.
I think you said it a couple weeks ago, or maybe just a week ago, about a lot of early in the season, maybe you were looking for answers when you lost. Now you feel like you look kind of just at yourselves and you can identify those issues. Is that the way you feel about tonight? You can look right at it and say, you know why you lost this
Yeah.
game?
It's a game was in our hands. We had control. Again, bad bounces, tough shots they made down the stretch. I thought we played great defense. Game was in our favor on defending at that level. We just came up shorthanded.
Paul, you shot the 3 well last week against Boston, but generally since the All-Star break, you've been down from 3. What do you see from your shot, and how do you feel about it right now?
Just been a brutal stretch. It's just been a brutal stretch. Getting great looks, same shots I've been getting before All-Star break. It'll turn. I'm not worried. Statistically, I've always had a bad, stretch in my career with shooting the ball. But I've always came out, on the better end. I just got to stick with it.
You take positives from this game. Melo didn't shoot it well, you didn't shoot it well, but the bench played well, and you're in a game against Portland talking about bad bounces when you guys didn't shoot it very well. Do you take positives from that factor?
Yeah, we take the light of it. We're still playing good basketball, whether we made shots or missed. I thought did a great job defending them. It's a tough team to guard with how well they move it and their guard play. But again, we make a couple shots. This game is a different story.
I don't wanna die for them to miss me. Yes, I see the things that they wishing on me. Hope I got some brothers that outlive me. They gon' tell the story was different with me.